Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Thursday, the 14th of August, 2025, about 6:40 p.m. Central Time. Got my Kindigit shirt on. I love it. I went there to see their custom cars. It was such a neat place to be. Today's PPI number, by any stretch, when it came out, it looked just super bearish to me. 3 times the estimate in most cases, but the market started digging through the numbers later in the morning, and it decided that the services PPI, which was large, could be tuned down because a lot of it had to do with trading. You heard me. Professional management fees, brokerage, trading advice, blah, blah, blah. And when they started stripping that out, they saw that it wasn't as bad. The problem is that is included in the PCE index at the end of the month. The reality of it is when traders are bullish, even bear news isn't bearish. That's what you have to understand. They can always put a spin on it in some manner. As I look at it, you have inflation, period. It's there. It's starting to show up in cost. It's certainly starting to show up in other areas, such as the service part of the market. Is the market trying to look through it? It is. Do I expect that we're going to see more of this? I certainly do. Does that mean it'll stop this bull market? Not necessarily, because the market's completely, and I use the word completely, tuned in to the Fed starting to cut interest rates. And you go back to history, and when you begin the rate cuts, markets typically go up, and these markets are trying to be ahead of it. I'm not saying it's the wise thing. I'm just saying that's what I think is going on. When we take a look at other things, and one of them is my special currency report. I don't want to forget this. I want this to come out now. I did a special report yesterday on the dollar. I think the dollar plays a major role now in what's going on with all this. I think it's timely. My reports are up but 3 days. It's video commentary. So you see the charts. We'll go through the weekly, the daily charts, the seasonals, the price count, where a market might go once a trend kicks in, and an uptrend in the dollar has kicked in temporarily, and where it might go. Doesn't mean it'll follow through. We'll find out. How do you get to see the report? It's simple. You move your cursor up here. You can go to iraepstein.com. It's on the top left there as well. So I think you want to look at it. I hope you like how the gold report went, because so far it's doing pretty much what I thought it would. Now in the timing of that report, by the way. And now the question is, what happens next? We'll find out. Tomorrow's a huge news day, so let's get to that. What you're going to have is later in the day tomorrow, you're going to get Presidents Putin and Trump meeting. There will be a news conference after they meet. We'll have to see what they accomplish, if anything. It's the fact that they're meeting for the first time in, 8 years or so. That's interesting in itself. They're already at the White House and the aides playing this down. This is now a cordial meeting. It isn't in 2 minutes the president will know if he's got something and he'll know what he's going to do. Do you remember that rhetoric 14 days ago, a week ago? That's all changed now. Now we're back to my good friend. I'm going to meet him. Let's see what we can accomplish and what we can get done. Putin will come in and say, what a great president. He's trying to find a way to end this. You're seeing it on the news that way already. Don't be played. The New York Fed Empire State Manufacturing Survey at 7:30. Advanced retail sales at 7:30. Import-export prices, 7:30. That's going to be interesting with the tariff news. Then we get the Federal Reserve, their monthly industrial production capacity at 8:15. At 9, we get the business inventories. And then University of Michigan, the preliminary consumer confidence. Okay, boy, there's an awful lot coming out for us. So let's take a look at the chart action and see what we have. And let's get over here so I can do this the right way. And there we go. As you can see first tonight, again, a small rally taking place. The market made up most of the loss. The NASDAQ is down a little bit. What about Intel? You heard that suddenly the United States is going to buy into Intel. They're floating this trial balloon, I'll call it, out there. Why do we need to do that? The company's not going broke, okay? It's not it's not major security. We've got plenty of other companies that make these semiconductors. I don't understand some of the things they do. The Russell today got hit pretty good. It got hit more than most of the indices because if the PPI stays strong and if that bleeds over and the Fed doesn't do anything, which market gets hurt? Obviously, the market that needs low-cost money, and they're getting that. Take a look at mortgages tonight. You're the lowest you've been in quite a while. You're not under a year-ago number, but you're approaching a year-ago number. That's almost hard for people to understand. When we look at the S&P, you can see the market is still up right through here. You have the higher highs, higher lows. The pattern remains bullish. The market is staying over the 18-day average of closes. These are your bullish pattern numbers right here. And you keep running into the problem at the upper Bollinger Band, this black line right here, the dashed ones, that's the bottom one. And that's what's holding back. It's like a rein on the market, a racehorse that is holding back. But the market is pretty strong, and it's pushing on it. So instead of it going just sideways, it's pushing it out. Now you've got an overbought market. Can it embed? It takes at least 3 sessions with both numbers, the blue and the red, called the K and the D, to stay over 80. If they magically do that, then what happens often is you lock in a bull trend and you often get a move to the upside. Does it have to happen all the time? No, but it happens most of the time if you go and you look at your charts. Do your own work to see if you believe what I'm saying. When we look at the NASDAQ, it's the same thing. You've been pushing on the band. It had been going sideways, still very much in a bullish mode at this time. The Dow coming up, can it make a run for contract highs? Hasn't done it yet, but it's overbought. Cannot even begin the embedding process yet. You'll need another day to even begin it. So it's behind the 8 ball, as is the Russell. And the Russell hit the Bollinger Band yesterday, got thrown back today. So just give you an idea of what the market did. You made the highest high of the move. You went up 1.96% on Wednesday. Today you were down 1.32%. Still an overall gain, and the market up a little bit tonight. So still doing okay, but look what's stopping the market with the overbought condition. We then look at the DAX, and I haven't changed my opinion. I still say this market could run potentially up here. I don't like that it's already overbought. So I'd be very careful. You had an outside day up. I wouldn't want to see today's low taken out. I think you'll have some stops under that on traders saying it's already overbought. It's had a bit of a run. In the bond market, you have fallen back into support at the 18-day average, which was the only thing that made sense to me today. Yields going up on this PPI, unlike the stock market coming back, that made all the sense. I mean, I look at this number as hot. And I realize you can rip it apart and try to find whatever you want. And the argument will be, yeah, it is, but labor is what? And then I looked and saw today's jobless claims. They were down. Why is everybody saying the Fed's got to make a cut in September? That keeps bugging me. 5-year note, higher high, lower low. Market just sort of hanging in, void of a trend right now, has upside bias. It got a little overbought and still is. It's got a reading over 70, so I'm not really in love with that. The dollar's coming back after this break that I was expecting, and now the question is, if it doesn't take out this low, can the market make a run to the upside? That is where you're at in the dollar, and I explained that in my dollar report. You pulled back to the support level in the euro, still in an uptrend overall. You'd have to take out where the zero's low is in order to break that. The market is in overbought territory, even with this decline that it's just had, so got to be a bit cautious there. I don't know if the British pound's got it in it to get up to the Bollinger Band. I kept telling you this is the 4th day of the week that's where I thought it might go. I'll take what it's done so far and call it a win. Bitcoin, I just want you to look what it did. It went from 125,000 right back to 118,000. This is for diehards. I mean, this is a rough market. But overall, it kept its bullishness. You can see where the market's at. It appears that the U.S. isn't going to buy into the Ether and the other coins right now, and that just took the air out of the market for the day. Okay, it'll survive it. We'll see what it does. On the energy markets, you're staying right here for the battle. The battleground isn't the Bollinger Band. It's the 100-day average. You have a set of stochastics that, if we take a look, you can't count tonight because we don't know where they'll be. Both numbers were under 20 yesterday, the day before, and the day before. So now, whichever way we come out of this talk with Russia, probably says, does it stay embedded and break down again, or does the market try to lift off a little bit more? That's how I'm reading what it's doing. You're trying to lift off already in the U.S., but we'll see if that can do it. They'll go together with whatever they do, in my opinion. You came up high enough just now to negate tonight and during the day, the downtrend in the rebob gas. So this part of that breaks over, and I think the market will fight a battle now at the 18-day average of closes. And they did put in 56 billion cubic feet into gas storage, and that just means we have so much natural gas, it can't get away from itself. You can see that it's just sitting in trouble. So that's pretty much how the market has to, in my opinion, be read. We'll see where this all takes us. Tomorrow's a big news day, and then I'll be putting out the weekend update with the weekly charts, and we'll get a better feel, I hope, for what this all means. In the meantime, remember, you can click up here to see the dollar index report. I'm Ira Epstein. I hope you look at the other videos tonight, and I'll catch you in the morning flash video. Take care.